Hello friends, welcome to Mysterious Stories. Friends, this story is about an Indian nurse who is facing a death sentence in Yemen. Why is this occurring, and why has this narrative become so well known? The name of this nurse is Nimisha Priya. She was born in the Indian state of Kerala. She had always been a good student. She completed a diploma in nursing and started hunting for a career, but she wasn't getting one. The explanation was that she hadn't cleared her school leaving exam before seeking the diploma. Nimisha hailed from a poor household, therefore having a job was very vital for her. That's when she had the opportunity to go to Yemen, a country in the Middle East with a population of roughly 35 million. Nimisha went to Yemen to start her nursing career, aiming to bring her family out of poverty. Everything was going nicely. This was in 2011, and she was working there as a nurse. She had settled in Yemen, and her family wanted her to be married. So she returned to India in 2011 to get married. After marriage, Nimisha took her husband Tommy Thomas with her to Yemen, where he started working as an electrician. Their life was going great. But today, Nimisha is in a Yemeni jail awaiting execution. What went so wrong? In December 2012, Nimisha gave birth to a daughter. But at that time, their conditions worsened. Tommy couldn't find any work, and it became tough for Nimisha to sustain the entire family on her own. So Tommy opted to return to India with their daughter while Nimisha stayed back in Yemen to continue working. Tommy returned to India with their daughter and started operating a rickshaw in Kochi. Meanwhile, Nimisha worked hard in Yemen. She didn't want her kid to experience the same challenges she had. With hard work, Nimisha opened a 14-bed clinic in Yemen in 2014. She even borrowed money from relatives in India to do this. At this moment, another person enters the story, Talal Mehdi, a local Yemeni resident. According to Yemeni legislation, Nimisha needed a local partner to start her clinic. She had once treated Talal's wife in the hospital, which is how she came to know him. Talal ran a clothing store in Yemen. Nimisha discussed her clinic idea with him, and he accepted to be her business partner. Talal began sitting at the pharmacy within the clinic. After starting the clinic, Nimisha wanted her husband and daughter to return to Yemen. She finished all the paperwork for their visas. But just then, a civil war broke out in Yemen, and her husband and daughter couldn't come back. Conditions in Yemen deteriorated. Foreigners began fleeing the country. But Nimisha refused to leave Yemen. She had worked so hard and borrowed money to build her clinic, she couldn't just walk away. She didn't know how she would return her obligations back in India. Here, the plot takes a tragic turn. Around this time, Talal began tormenting Nimisha. According to her, Talal was taking money from the clinic and would assault her when questioned. He knew Nimisha was in a helpless position. She alleged that Talal kept all the clinic's money for himself and even threatened her with a gun multiple times. He confiscated her passport, so she couldn't even return to India. Nimisha reported him to the police multiple times. Talal was even incarcerated a few times, but he kept returning and resumed the harassing. What started as a business collaboration became a nightmare for Nimisha. This continued for 2 years, and then in 2017, something happened that changed everything. One day, Nimisha gave Talal an injection to knock him out so she could retrieve her passport. But owing to an overdose, Talal perished. Nimisha, who had gone to Yemen as a nurse, had now unintentionally killed someone. She was apprehended by the police, and the Yemeni court condemned her to death. The case became widely publicized, and Nimisha's family in India started trying to save her. However, Indian people were forbidden from traveling to Yemen due to the civil war. Nimisha's mother attempted everything she could to reach her daughter. After 6 years, she finally managed to visit her daughter in jail about a month and a half ago. She has appealed to the Yemeni authorities for clemency and is currently trying to negotiate with Talal's family. She believes they would forgive Nimisha in exchange for blood money, compensation, because Nimisha didn't plan to kill Talal, she only intended to sedate him. As of yet, there has been no final outcome, and Nimisha Priya continues to await her execution sentence in a Yemeni prison.